Hello everyone, and this is gonna be the first episode where of Nitro F1 where I can edit the videos and make them look better and just get to the highlights and stuff. This week we're at Austria. Uh, One of my better tracks generally. I was feeling pretty good, so just selecting my tire alkylation. And I decided to go with balanced because of a safety car, you probably want mediums or hards. So just wanted to make sure I had an extra set. I had a pretty good idea what I was gonna do here. I was gonna go out on softs and just go as fast as I can. But as we see here, rain was gonna be at the end of the race. So that kind of threw everyone for a curveball. And initially I went out on mediums. So I was like, man, I'll just go on mediums, qualify, and just wait till the rain. And this is my qualifying lap. So some people that are generally a little slower went on softs and were faster. So I was like, man, I need to save time in the race, so I had to start in front of them. So I decided to go on softs here, and it was a decent lap. Not the best turn one, just didn't hit the apex quite right, and I probably gave up a tenth or two. Then going through turn 2 here and entering turn 3, hard on the brakes, and felt like I got a decent exit. And then we go down to the third Drs Zone. And this turn is pretty tricky. It's really easy to overdrive, so I generally get on the brakes a little earlier than most people in that turn and to get a really good exit. And I did get a good exit at that time. This turn is also tricky because you go wide so easily on the exit. This turn's pretty easy. I hit my marks after turn 1 pretty well. So I was like, I knew this was going to be decent. And I just go full send in this turn. And then brake early, get on the gas early here. And it was a pretty good lap. I end up third here. And that's where I would end up starting. So I actually felt pretty good about the starting spot because some of the people behind me aren't typically as fast. So I was like, they can hold up the faster guys that are trying to do tire strategies with the slower tire like the mediums and hards. But since I was starting on softs, I didn't really take too much consideration into the given game strategy because I knew the rain was coming. So I was kind of just planning just going softs, then wait for the rain. And you'll see what happens a little later in the video. And here we are just gridding up and stuff. Waiting for everyone to ready up here. And the start of the race is right here. So I actually got a really good start. Mahu didn't really get going. So I'm like, I got a huge run going into turn 1. And then I tap Andrew and into turn 1. He got a little squirrely. And Mahu gets a huge run on down the straightaway here, but he kind of lets Andrew go because I think he's a little nervous. And then I brake really early, and I get a nice launch off turn 3 here. And I don't think Mahu was using his ERS here because kind of just blow by him. And I clear him to turn 1, and I was like, okay, I'm in a pretty good spot. Let's see if we can stick with the Andrew. Because I wasn't too sure, because Andrew's typically lights out. So I was pretty happy where I was right now. And first lap was pretty good, gained a spot. And now we're in a good position for the entire race. And just hope we can gain a lot of time on the guys that started on mediums and hards. And we're going to jump a little later into the race. Lap 5 coming to 6. Andrew is broken DRS. But Mahu was able to stick for with me this entire time. And it was a little nerve-wracking because there's so much DRS here. Basically, the first half of the lap is all DRS. So he kept hounding me, keeping me on my toes, but he can never get close enough because I was using a lot of Rich and ERS to keep him behind me at this point. And yeah, I was kind of sticking with Andrew for a few laps, but he's been slowly pulling away at this point. And we're going to make another jump to a little later in the race. And now it's really, really dark. And my tires are shot. And it hasn't rained yet. So I'm making a decision to pit for softs this lap right here. And I'm hoping it doesn't rain for a bit so we can gain a lot of time. And had a good pit entry here. And didn't speed. And I think honestly one more lap the tires would have gone. Because Lazy, and who's driving by us right now, I believe he blows a tire this lap. And we come out. This is a scary pit exit without AI driving, because just like the walls are so close. And we came out, got ahead of Demon, and then we had a 1.6 second gap to LCS, and Grizz was right in front of him. And I knew I had to push really hard because the rain's coming. And I wasn't too sure how fast we were going to be, but found out pretty quickly, pretty fast. Because when we get down in this turn, I gained so much time. I'm like, holy crap. So I know I got to make quick work of these guys, of LCS and Grizz, because cannot waste time because rain is coming and I need to make up as much time. And Lazy's here with his puncture, so he goes off track. And get a nice run on LCS here, so I go down on the inside, and he kind of lets me go into the turn. And I'm hoping I get a nice good exit here so I can get Grizz. And I'm going to end up getting the nice run down the front. Full ERS, full Rich. Into turn 1, no real challenge. And we finally get clear. And now we jump a few more laps. And right now, the rain happens. So it's just a little sprinkle, but I'm pretty worried at this point because I didn't gain as much time as I thought I would. And Jay's here sitting in 4th on hards. And I've been gaining on him a lot here. And through turn 3, I gain a lot. And I'm in DRS range, so I'm like hoping I get close enough. And at this point, I'm like, I'm just full send. Full Ricardo S send. And get him sound. That's pretty important. And now Matt and Gale are quite a bit further ahead, and I'm a little worried. And another lap goes by. I'm gaining a lot of time, but unfortunately the track is slicking up real bad. And this lap I decided to come in. Jeff's giving me some weird strategy, but I'm changing the inters right here. And the weird thing is when we enter pit road here is gonna be so Matt's like a second and a half here, and I gain a huge amount of time. I close up all the way, and somehow I don't really know how we end up beating him off the pits. I'm not sure if he got held up or the stop was slow, but you can see him right there. He's not doing anything. And as soon as I pass him, he comes out. And I was really happy with that because it's just hard to pass in the rain because the traction level is so low. And right here, Puck is on softs still, staying out a little longer. And then we go into turn 3 here, and it's so slick he rear ends me. And I'm during this moment, I'm like ah. So luckily no damage to me, but I think he destroyed his wing. To just a little further into the race here, and lap 22, I'm able to gap Matt by a second, and kind of stays there for like 10 laps. So there's not much happening at this point, and just me checking the weather, see if it's gonna change, but it never does. And I was pretty nervous at this point because I had 2 warnings. And if I got a third one, I get a time penalty, 3-second time penalty. So I had to push hard, but had to be careful. And at this point, Gale was the big benefit of the rain because he actually ended up getting the lead. And skipping to lap 30, not much happening. But Andrew is now pretty much caught Gale. And Andrew is definitely faster at this point. And I'm just cruising in third. And I actually pulled away from Matt here. I was actually pushing pretty hard down the straightaways. Just trying to gap him. And I was able to get it to 2 seconds. But yeah, we're going to skip to the end of the race here in a minute. But it was pretty solid for me. Considering that Andrew and Gale are ahead of me, I'm pretty happy because they're pretty much faster than me every week. Yeah. And a big turn of events coming to the final lap was Andrew did pass Gale, but he ended up getting 6 seconds of time penalties for corner cutting. So all Gale needs to do is stay within 6 seconds and he wins the race. And for me at this point, I'm cruising in third. Matt's about 2 seconds back. And I'm just like, I can't get a warning, so I'm going to back it down a lot. And I let him gain a lot of time here. Basically closes into less than a second by the end of the lap here. So just being very careful right now not to overdrive and do anything dumb. So yep, we're just coming through the last few turns. Pretty happy with my performance. Third podium of the season, if I don't mess up. I've been having a pretty good run here. Last 6 races, my worst finish is 6th. And I really back it down here to make sure I don't get any time penalty. And we're going to bring it home in 3rd place to go on the podium. Super happy with the result. And yeah, not much more I can ask for with the rain mixed strategy. And yeah, had a good points day. Gonna end up moving up to P4 because Tyler didn't race. And yeah, that's it for F1 at Austria for our F1 season. And I hope you enjoyed it. And if you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe. And thanks for watching, and have a good day.